So my next part of my workflow now is I want to get all my views onto my sheets. Now I haven't made any sheets yet, and I don't want to spend time creating 12 title sheets one by one and placing the views on them again one by one. So what I want to do is I want to go back into my Manage Sheets toolbar, and I want to create sheets. So what Naviate will want you to do in the beginning is it looks for a template sheet. So you have to have one set up ready to go so that Naviate can kind of duplicate it off. So as you can see here, when I go to this drop down to create my sheets, the only one that's available to me is like the splash page basically in the model, and that's not what I want to use as my template. So you do have to be aware that to start off with, you need one sheet set up ready to go how you want it to look. So what I've done down here just to be prepared is I have a blank RKD title sheet. I've dropped the blank key plan symbol onto it, and I'm going to just drag and drop my first view that I made earlier onto my sheet. Now when I come back into create sheets for Naviate, this is now available to me as a template that I can now duplicate, and I can do the next 11 sheets basically through this dialog box. So as I browse down here now, Naviate is now presenting to me all of the floor plans and ceiling plans that are sort of applicable to this template. So it's also important to remember that you've made your first sheet. So when you start your numbering for your next sheets, you're starting at the next number. So as I select these now, they're all appearing down here in my views. You can also change this tab then to show all of the parameters on your sheet. You can also do the placement of the view. So if you want to align everything to the top left or the top center, I just go center to center to start off with. Also, if you have any schedules on that template sheet or any symbols on that template sheet, you can include those as well, and they will duplicate through into your new sheets. And then if I pull this part up, you'll see here now that all of my parameters that are on my sheet are visible. So as I kind of mentioned before, we have ISO 19650 certifications, so we follow that naming convention generally in all of our drawings. And you can also see there are my sheet numbers, my sheet name. Now it does pull from the template sheet that you've made, so you will have to, the only part you have to do really is to go in here and start typing and start updating all your sheet names, but at least you're getting to do it all in one place. And then you can scroll through and check all of your parameters. So because I set up my first template sheet earlier with my file names pulled in, it has copied the file names into all of the rest of my sheets, so I actually have very little work to do now. So that's the key thing, and I'll jump back into my title block in a minute and show people, is on my first title sheet I already filled in my initials, and I've already filled in part of the drawn number. Now for anyone who's familiar with the ISO numbering, there is a level code in there for your floor plans. What Naviate lets you do, obviously I've done part plans here, but if this was going in a sequence, I could simply go fill increment, and I could go from ground floor up to 6th floor and do it that way. If these were all ground floor plans, I could simply just go and drag the green plus symbol and go fill copy, and then that copies everything through. So it's a lot quicker actually than even the Revit schedules where you do copy paste, and there's always that little bit of a lag. And then as I scroll across here, I find the rest of my parameters. The only thing Naviate doesn't do is it puts them in the order that I want. That's just me being picky about it. I can fill in my status of my sheets, so maybe they're work in progress. And it's very easy for me then to just copy that through, and I'm filling all my sheets in as I go, filling in all of my title blocks. I can see if I've missed a blank, and then when I'm happy then with all my information, then I can go create sheets. And then that will process then. And it's successfully made 7 sheets for me. So if I come back out here now and I scroll down to my sheets in my project browser, there's all the sheets that I've made. Now obviously I didn't rename everything today because I don't want to spend time doing that. You can see there now, there's my part B. It doesn't fit on the sheet, but I didn't really check the size of my scope boxes. But as I zoom in here, you can see there's my drawn number, there's my initials, and there's like the drawing title names that I gave it earlier. So this is the key part, like when you set up your template sheet, is to get as much information into your title block as you can, because then Naviate will do kind of the rest of the work for you, and then you just have to change the very specific parts of the drawing then. So like the drawing name, maybe your level code, and your number code, but you know, generally the rest stays the same. Your organization code, maybe your zone code, your drawn code, they all stay the same. So get as much information into your template sheet first before you go any further, and that saves you a lot of time then. You can see if I go to another sheet, you can see my key plan copied as well, and it's in the exact same spot on every single sheet. So, you know, that saves time there. You're not having to worry about lining that up on every sheet and checking do they all match, because Naviate has done that for you. And I find, yep, that's just a really quick workflow there of getting my part plan set up and put onto sheets.